If you build a small boat in Bathurst, the military outpost of the British, and you row it all the way up the Gambia River, eventually you will find a teeny tiny island. It's called James Island, and it is home to up to 200 people at a time. Most of them are enslaved people from the Mandinka tribe. They are waiting to be shipped across the Atlantic, or they are servants for the white colonists who live on the fort. The fortress has been in the hands of the Portuguese, the British, the Dutch, and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. The island is a strategic landmark. Who owns James Island can control all the ships exporting goods and slaves from inland Senegambia. Wait, slaves? I thought we abolished the slave trade. Ah, yeah, you're right. This was the 18th century. Nowadays, the island is called Kunta Kinte Island, in the honor of the boy who carried the same name. Kunta was a young man who lived in the Mandinka village Jufere, right across the river from the island. He was the strongest and bravest in his village. One day, Kunta and his friends went to the bush to collect some firewood. Under the baobab tree, they got attacked by 4 white men. All his friends ran off, but not Kunta. He stayed and fought back. It was a long fight because Kunta was so strong and so brave. But after the white men threw a net on him, he got captured. He was transported to the island, where he had to stay for 2 years in order to break his spirit and his strength. Then he got transported to America. Back in the days, the people living in Jufere and the neighboring harbor town Albreda were surely unlucky to be cursed by the island which attracted so many white people. Lately, however, they have turned their dark history into a must-see tourist attraction, attracting many white people and their fat wallets. Good for them! Or is it? In this small Gambian town, there are 3 forces at play: climate change, tourism, and migration. Together, these forces rule over the lives and the futures of everyone who lives in Albreda. Let's find out how. Back in the days, most Gambians lived off of their own farms. They produced enough food to feed their family. It was a pretty simple and straightforward life. However, due to the changing climate, rainfall has been getting more and more erratic. This leads to droughts, floods, coastal erosion, and saltwater intrusion. The Gambia is slowly shifting from a tropical savanna climate to an arid steppe climate in the north of Senegal. It is getting harder and harder for farmers to sustain themselves with their land. Many flee the countryside in hopes of finding a job in the towns and the cities. In the city, they will discover a great way to earn good money: tourism. The Gambia is a popular country for white tourists to visit. It's an exotic African country where people speak English. There are many rare bird species and even a crocodile zoo where you can go and pet crocodiles. The Gambian currency, the dalasi, is very weak compared to the euro, the dollar, or the pound. That means that all tourists are walking money bags, eagerly looking for places to spend their holiday money. We met many Gambians who work as tour guides or taxi drivers. They told us it is a way for them to gather some capital to study or to start a business. Gambian tour guides have considerably more money than a small Gambian farmer. But still, it's an unstable and unpredictable business to be in. It's not great if you want to support your family. There is one more way to get a lot of money. This will surely make your family secure and proud. If you're a Gambian, you know many people who make money this way successfully. That's working abroad. About 30% of the compounds in Albreda have running water and electricity. We had the honor to meet some of the families living in these compounds. One thing they had in common: they had a family member sending money from the US or from Europe. Migration is a scary process, though. You have to leave everything behind, all the people you love, to go through the humiliating process of moving to another country. There are 2 ways you can go about this: the red way and the back way. We met a man who had tried both. The red way is the official way. Red stands for the red visa stamps in your passport. This way is long and hard. Getting a visa is made almost impossible. The requirements for a visa are hard to meet. Somehow, you have to prove to the embassy that you have an address, a job in the country you want to go to, strong ties in your home country, and a big chunk of money. Even the process of requesting a visa costs a lot of money, and you do not have any certainty that you will get it. If you can't stand the waiting and the unfairness of it all, You can try the back way. This is trying to sneak in through the back door, the illegal way. The back way is scary and dangerous. From the Gambia, you have to cross to the Sahara Desert in order to get to Europe. You could try to go through Mali, which is a war zone, or maybe you could get on a raft to Spain in Nouadhibou, Mauritania. Even if you succeed, then you are an undocumented immigrant in Europe. Good luck saving up money for your family. So what's the point? Why even try? Here's the thing. Comparison. If you're a farmer, you have to work hard on your land, and in return you get rice, fish, mangoes from the trees, and some money to buy fish and meat. Yes, it's true. Climate change is gonna make it more difficult to have a predictable harvest. But you could adapt. There are many ways in which you can make your soils more resilient. Humans have always been adapting to changes. But when you know that your cousin who moved to the city long ago is now working in a tourist resort and he is eating tapalapas with goat's meat every day, he drives a motorcycle, it's very easy to just give up on your farm and instead move to the city. And now you live in the city, you are working with tourists, and you see your earnings rise and drop, and rise and drop, and it's completely unpredictable. You might want to find something a little bit more stable, something your family can rely on. You could start a small business, a restaurant, a painting company, a barber shop. Or you know that your childhood best friend made it to Spain through the back way. And right now, his family is driving a car and they have a television. It's very tempting to give up your life in the Gambia and just, migrate. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video about the Gambia. We made this video after a 5-day investigation in the Gambia. 4 of those days we spent in Albreda, the town we talked about in this video. The idea was that we were just going to investigate slavery and slave trade, but in reality, way more other different topics were involved in this town. One thing we learned from this investigation is that all the big issues are completely connected with each other, and it is hard to look at one without considering the others. I want to especially thank all the people from Albreda that took the time out of their days to spend time with us and to talk with us and to be open about their experiences, their opinions, and their reality. Okay, bye!